Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's the singers, the singers only. Singers, the singers only. Hey, you guys, it's Kristal Cherelle from Indie Artist School. Welcome to the Singer's Arsenal. Today, we're going to talk about how to protect your voice in the winter. There's no other way to say it. Winter is coming, you guys, and I hope you're prepared. There's a lot of things that we do out of habit that might not be the best choice for our voice. Ooh, that rhymed. So I wanted to break it down to the 10 things that you can do right now to start making sure that your voice is healthy and resilient even during the winter months. Number 1, when you go outside, wrap your mouth and your nose with a scarf. I know that might look like you're trying to hide from everybody, and let's be honest, we're in the pandemic and a lot of us are already wearing masks. So you may think that's good enough because it does cover your mouth and nose, but what that extra layer of warmth does is it helps create an internal humidity. It really helps you avoid a lot of that cold air going through your airway. Number 2, breathe through your nose. No more open mouth breathing. That's the first thing that will dry your throat out. And a dry throat can enhance your chances of not only getting a sore throat, but also just makes it hard for your voice to stay moisturized, and it causes a lot of cracking in your voice. Another benefit of breathing in through your nose is that, I don't know if you ever noticed, but there's some hairs in there, all right? It's meant to protect your airway from bacteria. And that's one of the benefits of breathing through your nose rather than your mouth. And honestly, in the cold months, it's even worse because the bacteria is just out here thriving like, hey, it's cold, I can do what I want to do. And it depends, of course, on what type of bacteria, but just be safe, breathe through your nose. And it also has the added benefit of not drying out your throat, which is very important for keeping your voice in tip-top shape. Number 3, drink plenty of water. I know I keep talking about ways that you can prevent yourself from drying out your airway, but if you do that and you also add hydration to the mix, hey, then you're ready. Number 4, take plenty of vitamins. Your whole body is your instrument, so stay healthy. Another thing is, as the weather changes, it gets cold season, flu season, and of course, you know, the other season that will not be named right now in the whole year of 2020, you've got to be on your A game, and that also includes your immune health. So make sure you're eating a well-balanced diet and taking as many vitamins as you can that are helpful to you having a healthy immune system. There's some things that I'm taking right now. I'll just be transparent, okay? I'm not a doctor or anything, but right now I'm taking elderberry. I'm making sure I have zinc in my diet. I'm also taking Irish sea moss. It's really good for iodide, which is also good for balancing your thyroid, which has to do with hormonal support, which regulates a lot of things that will help you be overall more healthy. Not to mention all the vitamins that come with those things. Another thing that I'm also taking is something that comes from a pineapple. It's called bromelain. Maybe I'm mispronouncing that, but it's really good also for lung health and respiratory health. And you know, hey, as a vocalist, you've got to keep your lungs and everything in tip-top shape. So yeah, go ahead and read, do your research, figure out what vitamins work best for you, and also, as always, consult with your doctor. You want to make sure that everything works well together, okay? Number 5, sleep with a humidifier in your room. And I really want to add another note to this. You want to make sure that the temperature in your room is warm. You don't want cold air blowing in and out. I know growing up, if you have been in one of those households where they say, shut that door, you're letting all the cold air in and all of that. Yeah, be mindful of that. Shut the door, make sure that your heater is on. Don't be out here struggling if you don't have to. It doesn't make you tougher. It doesn't mean you acclimated to the environment. We are humans. We are not animals with fur on our skin. So just make sure you have your environment which is most optimal for your vocal health, okay? That includes having a little bit of a humidifier in the room just to keep a little bit of a steam. Nothing dramatic, okay? But just a little something to keep you moisturized and warm. All right, and number 6, drink warm herbal teas. That's kind of going hand in hand with drinking water and staying warm. It's just the perfect marriage of the two. Another reason why I say herbal teas and not caffeinated teas is because caffeine can cause you to urinate more, which in turn makes you more dehydrated, which defeats the purpose of being hydrated. So herbal teas are really good because not only do they soothe your throat, but they also help you retain the water that you are taking in and keeping you overall more hydrated. All right, and number 7, this is a fun little trick that can help you make sure that the roof of your mouth and the back of your throat is not drying out, is placing your tongue on the roof of your mouth. I know that sounds really weird, but if you do that and you breathe through your nose as well, it really helps protect your throat and airway from cold air hitting it. This is a fun tip to use anytime you go outside and it's cold. Number 8, balance your gut. Okay, I know that sounds weird. You're like, what gut? You know, in the winter months, it's really common for us to eat foods that really stick with us. And there's nothing wrong with that. I get it. It's cold. You want to stay warm. We like comfort foods and all of that. But you want to make sure that your gut is healthy. You want to make sure that that you're pooping enough. I know that sounds weird, but I'm being honest. It's the most common time of the year to feel bloated. And when you're bloated, it's usually your body trying to tell you, hey, there's some excess bacteria in here that we don't want, but hey, we don't know how to get it out. And so what you need is something called a probiotic. Okay, so before I get too deep into this, I just want to preface all of this by saying I am not a doctor. This is what's been helping me personally. So I don't want you to take this as a prescription for, the best health in the world. So you may or may not actually need a probiotic, okay? But it's just been what's working for me, okay? So listen to the rest of this with a grain of salt, all right? Probiotics help you balance your gut bacteria. They're actually bacteria themselves. But here's the deal. We all got bacteria, but there's healthy bacteria and there's bad bacteria. And if you have too much bad bacteria, it is a nightmare for your immune system and it makes you more prone to get sick, which in turn, you know where this is going, affects your vocal health. So that's why I'm saying balance your gut. Now, when you get your probiotic, it's really important to choose a good one. There's a lot on the market and not all of them have the same bacteria in them, and they might not ever make it to your gut. And that's because your stomach is very acidic. And we all know about stomach acid, right? Well, what happens is if you take certain types of probiotics, they end up getting completely ruined by your stomach acid. So now there are probiotics out there with something called an enteric shield. And what that does is it protects your capsule of your probiotics so that it survives through the stomach acid and is able to fight back that bad bacteria. Another thing that is a good telltale sign that it's a good probiotic is that there's millions and billions of bacteria in that formula. Another thing is if it's refrigerated. That's how you know it's alive. That's how you know it's going to help your body really flourish. I can't lie, guys. It's night and day. It's going to make you feel overall more healthy, resilient, and boost your immune system so that you can have vocal health. People are like, why don't you ever get sick? Well, that helps. No, I'm not using this as medical advice, but I'm just saying it's a nice little tip as a vocalist if you want to make sure that you're always ready. Number 9. Now this one, I think that everyone is hyper aware of this one because of the time we're living in and what's going on in the world. Practice good hygiene. Wash your hands, wear your mask, do what you can to limit your exposure to all types of viruses so that you can stay in the best of health during these winter months and protect your voice. And last but not least, you want to make sure that you're actually practicing your vocal regimen. Let's be honest, you might not feel that motivated to do all that much in the winter. But even though that might be the case, It's really important that you stay on top of your vocal regimen. And the reason why is because you want to make sure your voice is strong and resilient and ready to go at a moment's notice. And when you do that, here's the key. In the winter months, it's really fun to do this while you're actually in the shower or in a bath or something like that, where you've got warm steam all around you and you're singing there. Even if you're actually sick and you've got a little mucus, you can break that up through that and still hum through it. Even if you do lose your voice during these winter months, you could still do vocal warm-ups. Now, if you lose your voice completely, I recommend complete vocal rest. But again, if you want to know more about what to do to maintain your vocal health just in general, check out my vocal health episode. But let's go back over the 10 things that you need to do to keep your voice in tip-top shape in the winter months. 1, wrap your mouth and nose with a scarf. 2, breathe in through your nose rather than your mouth. 3, drink plenty of water. 4, take plenty of vitamins. Number 5, sleep with a humidifier in a warm environment. Number 6, drink warm herbal teas. Number 7, place your tongue at the roof of your mouth and also breathe in through your nose simultaneously. Number 8, balance your gut. Number 9, practice great hygiene. And number 10, practice your vocal regimen. If you'd like to learn more about how to develop your voice, go ahead and visit my website, indieartistschool.com. I give virtual singing lessons one-on-one on Zoom. And I also have an online course called the Indie Artist Toolkit, where I teach you the beginnings of how to sing, as well as how to release your own music as an independent artist. That's indieartistschool.com. Also, I just want to thank you guys so much for supporting this podcast. I couldn't have done it without you. If you'd like to donate, go to anchor.fm/thesingersarsenal/support. Well, you guys, until next time, have a wonderful day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's the Singer's Eyes, the singers only. Singer's Eyes, the singers only.